Hi, this is Alicia Johnson, and I just wrote a book called Breaking Limited Beliefs, and I have struggled with that probably all my life, like probably all of us have struggled with limited beliefs. And I am doing a mastermind, and one of the things that I've wanted to do is I wanted to interview people that I know have overcome limited beliefs. And today I'm going to interview Katie. And Katie can tell you a little bit about herself. I'm just going to ask her a couple of questions. I just want this to be a laid back conversation that Katie and I have. So I don't want her to be nervous, and I don't want to be nervous either. So we're just going to take this we're just going to a little impromptu. Um, but what I want to ask Katie is, Katie, have you ever struggled with limited beliefs?
Yes, I think everybody has struggled with limited beliefs. It was last year in the spring where God really revealed to me what my major limiting belief is that just like has held me back my whole life.
Wow.
Um, he showed me through a series of memories that he brought to my attention from my childhood that I have told myself all my life that I'm not ready to do anything. And so I've just agreed with that and operated out of that almost my own whole adulthood.
Wow. Can you remember what prompted that limited belief? Because just like in my book, I talk about that limited beliefs they have their root in our early development,
Yeah.
uh, and also our society. Our societal background brings on limited beliefs and also trauma or early experiences. So do you know or can you remember what actually took place or where did that limited belief come from?
Yeah. I don't think it came from many things. I think my whole childhood, I was a very outspoken little girl. I didn't hold still very well. I always had an opinion. I was very strong-willed. And so out of that, I think um, people would try to hold me back. And the Lord showed me, and he told me when he showed me, he said, "There's many things that reinforced this, but when I was little, I had to go to young fives, is what they call it. It's just pre-kindergarten,
Mhm.
because my mom told me that I wasn't ready.
Mm,
Um, didn't hold still. I was strong-willed. I talked too much, and it was probably a very good thing for me at the time.
yeah.
But the enemy used it to reinforce to me that I'm not ready. And then another was when I was turning 16 and I was going to get my license. And I was ready. I was ready, but I don't think my parents were. And so they, out of fear, I think they told me they weren't ready or I wasn't ready. They told me I wasn't ready. And those are the things the Lord showed me were things that reinforced that belief that I'm not ready to
Wow.
do whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish. And so I would just kind of hold back and not take a lead role that I'm called to be a leader, and I've had to agree with that
Mhm.
God's called me to be a leader. But and you, because you have also told me that I've called to be a leader, but I've had to agree with that and make a conscious choice to do that instead of saying I'm not ready.
Wow, wow. And you know what? It's something else that it was just something as simple as at 5, them saying that you weren't ready to go to kindergarten and that you at the age of 5 remembered that. And then
Yeah.
again at 16, where it was actually someone else wasn't ready. And so they put their limitation
Mm-hmm.
on you. And it's amazing how we limit ourselves sometimes by
Mm-hmm.
others' limitations of us. So that's very interesting, Katie. So when God started dealing with you about stepping out of this, tell me, how did faith play a part in that?
Yeah. So one of the things when I was going through this weekend retreat, and this is when the Lord kind of brought this to my attention that that's how I was living. Um, I was just really challenged with my pride, actually. I just had to confront my pride that I had to agree with what God called me to. He called me chosen. That's the name that he gave me, was chosen. And I had to agree and and take it to heart that I am chosen. Which was hard because nobody likes to be prideful.
Mhm.
And so that was something that really challenged me. And also, it wasn't just pride, but it was fear too.
Mhm.
Um, the saying "I'm not ready" also built this fear in me. And so there was, I think it's First Timothy 1:7, or is
Mhm.
that spirit? We're not given a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And those are things that I just had to stand on. That and Deuteronomy 30:19, which um, the Lord said, I'm giving you life or death, blessing or curses, and you have to choose.
Mhm.
And so I had to choose to be chosen and to accept the blessings that He's put in me and in my life.
Wow. And I love that too, Katie, because what you're saying is, first of all, you had given your life over to Christ, but you had that limitation. And it wasn't until God revealed to you what that limitation was, you had to take responsibility for that. And
Yeah,
you had to not just have faith, but He gave you some instructions. First of all, He gave you a word.
yeah,
He's the one that had to give you your identity, but you had to agree with what he said. And
yeah,
then you had to get the word. See, it's amazing to me that when I talk to people about limited beliefs, they can remember the moment that God revealed to them what that limited belief was and how he gave them a word.
yeah.
And they can, I mean, I'm sure you read the word all the time, but there was this one word or two words that you can just come out of your mouth automatically because those were the words that transformed you. So it was your faith and it was the word of God. So tell me, was that enough? I mean, did you have to do something after
Oh, yes, I did.
that?
I had to do a lot. I had, I don't know how, like, I don't feel like I took any specific steps, but I did. I just had to be bold. And when I was asked to step out in faith or do something that I immediately wanted to say no to, I had to agree and say yes to.
Wow. Wow. And when you did that, what started happening for you?
Oh, I feel like I had the power of God. Like
Mm,
was it was it's crazy to talk about because there was things in me that I didn't know were in me,
mm, yeah.
and they come out in really powerful ways that was just like amazing to me, and I am forever like in awe of what God has done through me in ways that I didn't think that I wasn't ready for.
Wow. I love that. I love that, Katie. And it almost brings tears to my eyes because I have seen you transform. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you've like blossomed right in front of my eyes, and I've seen you become a very powerful leader, in a ministry that we lead in at our church. And you have become a very powerful leader and bold in your leadership. And, this is what, you know, identifying your limited belief and putting faith with creativity, because I'm sure that most of the things that were asked of you, you didn't know if you could do them.
No.
But because you said yes, you gained valuable tools.
Hmm.
And like you said, things came out of you that you didn't even know were in you. And I've seen that. I mean, I've seen you operate. And even this, how you've helped me, even with this mastermind, I say, Katie, I want to do this or I want to do that. And you say, well, I've never done that before, but I'm gonna do some research. I'm going to find out. And I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what God is doing in you and what he's going to continue to do through you as you face your limited beliefs with faith,
Mhm.
creativity, and action. Man,
Excited.
thanks a lot, Katie. This was great. Well, I just want to let you know that you too can face your limited beliefs. I think all of us and have to face our limited beliefs. And once we break that ceiling of our limited belief, guess what? There's another limited belief that we've got to break. And so it's forever. It's forever. And God is giving us the strength and the courage to do it. So I just want to encourage you to come to the mastermind. We're going to have a workshop that we have developed for all of those that would like to be able to identify what their limited beliefs are. And we've got some actionable steps for you to do, for you to get on the other side of this limited belief and become very successful in all that God has called you to do. Thank you for listening.